took a walk with the palm trees as the daylight fell. Sangria in the canteen, talking to myself. This tattoo on my left hand is turning purplish blue. Daydreams of the romance, daydreams of you. My pretty woman in a ball gown, I'm Richard Gere in a tux. Getting married in the courthouse, writing vows in a rush, making out before the judge with my teenage wife. Got a wedding band done that I just might die with. It's an American wedding. They don't mean too much, but we were so in love. We had an American wedding. Now what's mine is yours. That's American law. In my rest at Kennedy, she signed her name and pen in the fancy, fancy cursive, and turned her term papers in. A thesis on Islam, virgin brides and arranged marriage, hijabs and polygamous husbands, those poor un-American girls. After school she ran to me, jumped in my 5.0. This is the home of the brave, land of the free, but your parents still didn't know. She said I've had a hell of a summer, so baby don't take this hard, but maybe we should get in the numbing before this goes way too far. Oh, just an American wedding. They don't mean too much, they don't last enough. We had an American wedding. Now what's mine is yours. American divorce, where you can have my Mustang, that's all I've got in my name. But Jesus Christ, don't break my heart. This wedding ring won't ever wipe off. But if you stay, oh if you stay, you'll probably leave later anyway. It's love made in the USA.
You know, it's like when I put on shea butter on my lips, it feels good. But I feel like it makes my lips look even crazier. But hey, y'all. It's not late, but it's getting to the later side of the day, of the night. It's about 10:45. I'm sitting here doing some, in this journal I was just kind of trying to pinpoint like what I want my personal brand to be, like how am I actually exuding that into the world and what I want that to look like. And then I busted out my manifestation journal. You know how people do like a vision board? Me and my homegirl did a journal. I can show y'all some of it. Ooh, girl. So on my first page, I have lyrics. Well, on the first few pages, I have lyrics to live by. So just like encouraging lyrics. Let me see if I can find some that are my favorite. This is one of my favorites. I need to listen to this song today. And I'm quadrupling everything that I touch. If it's milk and honey, dummy, I'm the honeybee. Okay? That's one of my favorite lines for real, like ever. That is from, which is crazy, actually, that I even picked that one. That one like really caught my eye because it's from a song called Cage Birds by Toby and his wife Fat. That's her verse. And guess what book I'm reading right now? Boop. But anyway, right, lyrics to live by, and then like I have mental health stuff, like just kind of like where I am and where I want to be. What else does the girl have in here? Oh, this is like my carefree page, like things that I want to do. So yeah, just a lot of different things like that. This is, oh, love this page. This is my inspirational page, you know, my music inspiration page. So I love this picture of Halle, bruh. This is such a good picture of her. Look at my girl Risa. But anyway, y'all. And Missy Elliott, this is a good page. My girl Toni Morrison was sticking out at the top. And it was really cute, but she got ripped off, so that's a whole nother thing. But today has been a really, really slow day. Like, just a heavy reflective day. I spent a lot of my time working out, doing my yoga. I talked to some friends today. I read my book today. And just kind of trying to like map out where I am right now. Because being a 20-something, starting over and being a 20-something has been like insanely hard. I'm sorry I'm kind of like squinting. It's because I don't have my glasses on and they're downstairs and it's kind of dark in here. But I do have a shirt on. It's just a little band on top. But y'all, it's so important to have days like this where you can just kind of be and experience yourself. I finished braiding my hair today and I don't know, I felt a different sense of self. Like, you know, when you do your hair and it's like you get a facelift and all of that other shit and all your problems feel like they go away. I felt like all of my problems, I just became like aware of them. I won't say that they were intensified, but I just became hella aware of them today, like again, and just, it's a lot. So you have to do a lot of like countering for those things. And like, this was the best way that I knew how to do that. Just kind of manifesting and looking at things that I've manifested before and being, sitting in my gratitude that I have for the things that I have now that, you know, people aren't as fortunate to have. Because even though this experience moving to Texas has been mind-blowing and like life-altering and all of the things, I am grateful that I'm here. Like, I told myself I didn't want to live. I told myself first, not I didn't want to live. That was a crazy place to end that sentence. I told myself that I didn't want to live in St. Louis another year. Here we are. You know, I didn't want to spend another birthday in St. Louis, and my birthday ain't till December, but I won't be going back home for that. And I need to dip these because I didn't. But I won't be going back home for that. And I have a home to come to. Like, everybody can't go home to their mama or go home to their, you know, guardian, their grandparent, their auntie, their uncle, whoever. Everybody can't do that. And I'm grateful that my mother had space for me to be here. Like, I have my own room, I have my own bathroom, I have my own closet, I have clothes on my back, roof over my head. And I know, like, I'm not one of those people that like to be like, it could be worse, because that, in my brain at least, and from my experience, I feel like that's an avoidance tactic for me to diminish my things and kind of be avoidant of like the reality of the depth that they have in my life. So I don't want to say that, but I'm grateful for what I do have, you know. I am grateful for what I do have. But yeah, like, we need these slow days. Today was just, I was hit with so many things today that I didn't expect to be hit with. I started my day off in like a really good energy. It's been hard to adjust to being home in that space, as far as like getting up and doing things as early as I usually would. When I was back at home, I had 2 jobs, you know, and I had to be at work most of the time before 7 o'clock. And that's not mad early for some people, but if I'm actively, I was working at this sensory deprivation center. So if I'm there, you know, 7 a.m. till 9, you know what I'm saying? Most days, if I'm just working there, I'm 7 a.m. to 9. But on some days when I'm working 7 a.m. to 3 and then I have to go work at the shop and do hair, I'm trying to do long stints because I want to make up for the time that I lost being somewhere in the morning. Because most of the time people book their appointments in the morning. So what I'm lacking in the morning on those days where I have to be at my actual 9 to 5, I was trying to make up for that for my clients that couldn't be my morning clients, and they worked later in the day and they got off later. So I was trying to squeeze them in, and long days, more of what I'm saying, and days that didn't stop, because even when I came home, like, I gotta take care of the boys. I gotta make sure they got food. I gotta scoop their litter box. I gotta make sure my house is clean and presentable if somebody wants to just pop by, or even, like, you know, just things, you know, making my house nice for me and setting my energy so I could actually enjoy my relaxation time, my space. And it's like, at the end of the day, when you're spending all that time prepping to relax, by the time it's time to relax, you crashing, you know? So it was a lot of crash, and I feel like me making the move here, like, it was pretty abrupt. I don't care, like, it was abrupt, and I know that other people have had far more, which I just said I'm not gonna do that, which is true. That, like, I don't want to diminish the depth of my situation, so I'm not going to. That shit was abrupt for me. I made the decision the same month that I decided to move. I made it earlier that month, like, and I got rid of so many things, and I had to leave my boys and, like, leave my family, leave my friends, you know. Oof, girl. Oof. And it was abrupt. And I think, like, getting acclimated to being here is just hard sometimes to wake up in the morning, you know? Like, I'm like, why are you waking up at 10:30? You know, like, even 9 o'clock sometimes for me is late. That's late for me, because I can do, y'all know, well, y'all don't know, but I like, whenever I go out and stuff, sorry, my phone was tripping, but whenever I go out, I can stay out if I decide to go out, we're staying out, we're doing stuff, and I can go with the flow. You know, if we staying out till 5 a.m., we staying out till 5 a.m. And I'll do that 2-hour nap before I go to work, because I know I'm gonna get off at 3, and I can schedule in time to take a nap. Like, I like to experience life. Like, when I can afford to, I like to experience it, you know? So now, moral of what I'm saying, waking up can be very hard, and getting up and starting my day can be hard. And I'm just grateful that today I got to wake up very early and get my day started earlier than I usually do. I braided my hair, I did my yoga, I worked out today. I finished a painting today. I'm looking at it right now, literally. I'm gonna show y'all actually. This painting, I watched some of my YouTube girls today, and that was amazing. Lynette Atkins, girl, I love you. I was watching one of her videos today. If y'all don't know who she is, y'all should check out her page. She talks a lot about, like, spirituality, and she's just kind of navigating life too, like, as a 20-something. And she was speaking on, in this particular video, getting, like, not holding on to these creative ideas that we have, and, like, getting them off, you know what I'm saying? Like, getting them out of your system, getting them out into the world, getting them out, you know, so you can have more, so you can create more, so you can do more, so you can be where you are. I also watched an interview with Rhapsody and Erykah Badu, and they were talking about that, and it really pushed me to finish this piece that I started when I got here, because I am not in that space anymore. Like, I realized, and not to say that, like, oh, I'm through the lesson and I'm done with it. Like, I think we're always ever evolving, and we're learning the same lessons on different parts of the spiral. But I think that with this particular piece, I was just tired of looking at it. But I was just tired of it not being done. And it's a piece about, like, all of these different masks that we wear for ourselves, for people around us, like, all of these different ways that we present ourselves. And there's a lot of different layers to that piece. But I also go through these phases as an artist where I change my staple. Like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna be able to see it. It's all the way over there, and I'm not getting up to go all the way over there. But that piece, the piece that is over there at the top, That one has a lot of different like swirls and circles or whatever you want to call them. I leave my art up for interpretation most of the time, for people to receive however they receive. But that particular piece I wrote, yeah, I did write it, but I painted a while ago, and I was in a phase where like I was going through a lot of cycles, and I was going through a lot of things where it involved me, or it involved completing things, or like completing cycles, or just things coming full circle in general, and me seeing the big picture of life, not just, you know, it through a zoomed in lens. And I use that as a lot of a background to a lot of different pieces that circle staple look. And then I moved on to doing like this face situation. And I've been doing that for a little while now, actually. This is my biggest piece where I've done the faces on. And then now with the masks piece, like, there's so many layers to that piece, y'all. But anyway, I feel like that's like gonna be my last face piece. Like, I don't feel like I have to mask or wonder or any of those different things about who I am or where I'm going. And I feel like that really solidified it for me, that piece. So I'm excited to start something new and see what comes in next. But I wouldn't have had that revelation or been able to sit with that if I didn't take time today. And like, this life shit right now, to be honest with y'all, like, it's damn near crippling, for real. Like, I got a lot of shit going on. A lot of shit. And I'm sure, you know, like we all do. And that's why social media is really full of shit, because you can portray to the world whoever you want to portray. You know, it's always gonna be happy, hunky-dory. My life is perfect, but I don't want to do that shit. I want people to know that I go through shit. I remember talking to a mutual a little while ago who I actually got hella cool with. And she was just almost in awe with the fact that like I went through shit, or like that my life wasn't just going as smoothly as it seemed to be. I don't know what the hell they're doing downstairs, but that my life wasn't going as smoothly as it seemed to be. And I'm like, no. I was quick to be like, no. I'm quick to tell anybody that. I'm a very, very open book. Like, no. I go through real people shit because I'm a real person. And I struggle a lot. I have been so many different versions of myself, and I've had to grow out of so many different things. And because I've grown into, and I'm still growing into who I want to become, I can't go back to that other shit that I used to do. I think that's another thing, or like another disconnect with people and like how they view me sometimes, which can be, it's hard to not take on like the responsibility and the burden that people place on you by placing like their projections of who they believe you are onto you, because people's perceptions and projections of you are not your responsibility. They are figments of their own imagination, and that's just the way that they perceive you sometimes, but that doesn't mean that that's who you are. Somebody could perceive me as a self-centered asshole, and that's not who I am, though. You know, that might be who I am to that person for whatever reason, but that's not my responsibility to live up to that. So, you know, I was just taken away by the fact that she thought I was like this godly, unblemished person, because if you really like, I wish I could just tell y'all my whole life story for real. And I mean, over time, over like, you know, the time that I have this page, I'm sure that y'all will learn a lot of things about me that y'all didn't know if you do know me. But like, I've been through a lot of shit, and it's amazing to me. I was thinking about this today too in the shower. You know, when we do our most mundane things, we have our most expressive moments. So taking a shower, you get some of your best ideas. What's the other thing people say? I'm thinking about Rick Rubin right now and when he's like driving a car. You know, like things like that, going to the grocery store, walking around with the car. Like that's when people have their most profound ideas, because you are in routine. You know, the human experience is, everybody is experiencing, I have to wash my ass, I have to wash my clothes, I have to brush my teeth, I have to go to sleep, I have to wake up, I have to eat. All of those things are mundane, you know. And social media, because all you see is excitement all the time from people, it makes it seem like people's lives are that all the time, and it's not. That's a lie. So I'm not like perfect by any means, or not going through shit. I'm like the rest of the world. I'm going through it all times 1,002 because I'm a Black woman. But yeah, like, and that shit is crippling. Like I said, like, I feel like I'm entering a new space that I'm ready for the first time. I don't think I've ever felt ready for the era or the part of my journey that I was moving into. I think I've always just kind of accepted that I was being thrown into it by God or just by life's choices that I've made, and I had to deal with it. I think right now, like, I have done all of those things in the past to prep me for where I'm about to walk into. And I still have more prep work to do. I still have things that I need to do to like stay on task and, you know, things like that. But I really feel grounded. Grounded is the word I want to use. I feel grounded. I feel rooted in my experience. I feel like I'm the best communicator I've been ever. I've never, it was a time when I was in a relationship and like I had to, and it's so funny, y'all, because I'm a person that I don't like to beat around the bush when it comes to things. Like, I like for things to be addressed. And for a period of my life, and just thinking back on that is actually insane that I like experienced life this way. But like, I was sitting there in conversation with the person I was in a relationship with, and we were sitting on the bed, and I had the words in my brain. I promise you, I had the words in my brain, but I physically could not open my mouth to say what I needed to say, because I just felt like I had been so silenced and, you know, shushed all my life. And it was just hard for me to talk. And sometimes it took me hours to say something or like properly communicate anything. And to see where I am now, like, whew, I'm extremely grateful for where I am now, like, and the work that I've done, because I don't get to sit in that ever. Like, I feel like I'm always taking on other people's problems as a reward for the fact that I know how to navigate myself, which is ass backwards. Because why would I celebrate myself by giving myself more shit, especially shit that really has nothing to do with me, you know? I take on a lot of people's problems and try to help them navigate things, and because I don't know, I'm a fixer, like I just am, and I've gotten a lot better with that as well, not being overly self-sacrificing, because that's another form of sabotage. But I'm just so grateful for the person that I've become, because the person that I should be, the person that I did not think I was gonna get emotional at all talking about any of this, but the person that I should be, based off of the things that I've been through, is nowhere near present. It's not somebody that I have to force back. It's not somebody that's fighting to get out of me at all. Like, all of the thoughts that I have are valid. All of the communication that I have to express to people is valid. And is with love. Everything I do is out of love. Even when I have to come at people and make sure that people are coming at me correct, that's me expressing my boundaries. And that's love for me, and that's love for you, because I don't want you to be in routine of ignoring and overstepping when people have boundaries. So girl, it's been a lot of self-reflection today. It has been a lot of self-reflection today. So I'm just sitting here and I was like, I want to talk. I wasn't really gonna talk too much in this video this time because I think it's important to have silence, like overconsumption. And that's another thing I was listening to when I was watching those videos earlier that I was talking about. They were talking about like just overconsumption of things, you know, like I don't want to be scrolling all day long and consuming other people's lives and consuming other people's music, other people's artwork, other people's writing. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to, because that can create a blockage for you when you can't decipher what it is you want to express. All you're doing is receiving what other people are expressing and internalizing that, you know? You want to be able to, I wish I had, where's my water? Hold on. You want to be able to enjoy but not overconsume. You want to be able to have space for your own mind to create. You know, you don't want all of your thoughts and thought processes to be created for you. So, yeah, as y'all can see, it's a heavy night. It's a heavy night for the girl, and like, I don't know. I'm grateful for where I am, even though the low right now is heavy as hell. The low right now is heavy as hell. I'm grateful for that, because that means I'm being built for something later on, you know? That means the shit that's gonna be heavy later is really gonna be light. It's gonna be lighter than what it could be. You know, I shared something I'm very proud of myself for is I shared some of my artwork today with one of my friends, my homegirls, my mutuals, okay? This is my homegirl. And she's an artist as well. She's multiple, I don't know if I'm even finna say this right, so please don't crucify me. She does a lot of different shit. I'm not even gonna, because I don't know why I can't say multiple disciplinary right now, like the way that I want to say it. It don't sound right the way that I'm saying it right now, but she does a lot of shit. She's a photographer, videographer. She's a fucking DJ. She's a author, a published author. She's amazing. She's a poet. But I shared some of my poetry with her, and I'm extremely proud of myself for that, because all of my art pieces for years and years, no matter if it was a painting, it was some music, my poetry, like I was not sharing it unless I was getting up on the stage and performing, which I really miss. But maybe I'll get back into that sometime soon. But unless I was performing, like if I was performing some poetry, it was because I was over and done with the situation. Like I could get up there and talk my shit, you know, do it with full confidence because I had conquered the situation. These situations and these pieces that I wrote those maybe like 2 weeks ago. Some of them I wrote even like closer than that, maybe last week. And it was like such an affirming experience because she loved them. And it's not the validation that she gave to me, it's the validation that I had for myself already. You know, I already knew my shit was good as hell. So I was like, you know what? I am gonna share this because I feel like it's good. Let me just share it before I even begin to second guess myself. And she loved it. And she was hella moved by it and inspired. And I just, you know, reciprocated that energy because I am inspired by all of my artist friends, all of my friends in general. Like, my life is my muse, you know? So people that are involved with me in any capacity, you are a muse to me, you know? You are a muse to me. And I love that. I love the lens that God gave me. I love the lens that God gave me to experience life and to, you know, just have for myself. Nobody experiences life the same way that I do. And Girl, I'm sorry, the camera done died on me, but yeah, I hope y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. Like, we're not alone in our experience, you know. We need slow days to figure them out, though. You know, take time and take space for yourself, because nobody is going to give it to you. You have to take it. Like, you have to take the time, and you'll never be able to fully realize what's going on if you don't sit in the present. I wrote something earlier. I'm writing this piece right now, which is actually hella good. I might share it actually on here. But I wrote this line that said, let's be infinite in the present infinity. Meaning, let's be our full selves. Let's be our multidimensional, never-ending, always evolving, always growing, always learning. Like this spiral, this energy, this ball of energy. Let's be that in the present. Because as much as we like to revisit the past and think about the future, like, the present is infinite. You're always in the present. So make sure to take time for yourself in the present, and just hold space for yourself. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. I didn't really, like I said, want to say anything for real.
Made my piece of candy.
You need what? What do you need? What's up, mama? Are you finally here with me? Have you finally awakened from your well-deserved sleep? Are you well rested? Because I have all this energy here for you. I have fortified my mind, realigned my chakras. I speak our body's language ever so fluently. Are you ready to laugh with me? Love with me? Cry with me? Are you ready to be free with me? Do you finally trust me enough to be Zoe with me for you? Let's dance in the street. Laugh when we step on a rock or the grass wets our feet. Let's be infinite in the present infinity. Are you aware we have the choice to be? That it's up to us? It's really up to me? Done mourning the loss of pieces of myself I haven't had the courage to discover yet. Done envying the joy my soul wants me to remember. Done pretending my soul isn't sore and my heart isn't tender. Done lacking a peace of mind to deliver peace in time. No longer an energy giver. More like an energy lender, because I need it all back. Tenfold reciprocity. I'm ready to walk as me now. Awaken from a state of self-sabotage. It must be the third day, because I have risen from my tomb. Letting myself off the stake of self-crucifixion. At war with myself, wondering who did the enlisting, wondering how I'm just now listening to myself. Open my heart and heard God's voice for the first time. When God say my name, it's ever so sweet. Every time. Like the first time. Is it finally time to use my gifts? Has my fortitude made me fortuitous, blessed and highly fortunate?